Hello, welcome. Today I'd like to share a special story with you. This was a story that I first heard about 7 years ago when I first started my kind of spiritual yoga journey from my first real teacher in Cambodia. When I first started this journey, this story really resonated with me and really helped to give me some insight and give me the right questions to ask. So today, because I've held this story in my heart for so long, I wanna share it with you. So get ready for story time. This story takes place in the jungle in India, which is fitting because right now I'm in India. It's not really jungle; it's more mountain forest kind of area. But anyway, so this story takes place in the jungle in India. And we start off following a tiger through the thick jungle. She's making her way through the jungle. She's on the hunt. She's hungry, looking for her next meal. And as she makes her way through the jungle, she comes to a clearing in the trees. And it opens up to a vast field. And in this field, she sees a bunch of sheep all playing. She thinks, yes, dinner time. I'm very excited. So very sneakily, she's making her way towards the sheep. But unknown to her, there was a hunter that had been pursuing her through the jungle. So she's creeping up on the sheep, and just as she's about to pounce and take down one of these sheep, the hunter draws back his bow, lets go, and hits her right in the neck, kills her. But just before she takes her last breath, she gives birth to a little baby tiger. Turns out she was pregnant. So this little baby tiger comes out into the world, opens its eyes, looks around and sees the field, sees the sheep, little sheep, big sheep. And it walks up to one of the big sheep and goes, "Mama." And the big sheep takes in the baby tiger, and takes care of it. Raises it. So this little baby tiger, he grows up with all the sheep. He learns to be friends with the sheep. He plays in the grass with the sheep. He eats the hay with the sheep. He learns to maa with the sheep. When he spends his whole life like a sheep. And some time passes. And one day there's another tiger making his way through the jungle. And he comes across the same clearing in the trees, the same field. And he sees all the sheep and he starts to get really excited. And then in the distance he sees a little tiger rolling in the grass with the sheep. And he thinks, what? That's weird. And as he gets closer, he sees the tiger eating the grass. And he's, what? And he goes up to the tiger and he says, who are you? What are you doing? What are you? And the baby tiger says, what do you mean? I'm a sheep. This is my family. We play in the grass. We eat the ma. And the big tiger, he's so confused. He gets frustrated. He doesn't even find words. He gets so shocked. He just turns around and walks away. And he goes back to the jungle and he spends the whole night pacing, thinking, what was that? What? And then he gets an idea. So the next day he goes back. He doesn't say a word. He just walks right up to the baby tiger, takes him by the ear, and drags him over to a big watering hole. And he says, look in the water. Look at your reflection. You're not a sheep. You're a tiger. You're so much more than a sheep. You're a tiger. Now this story is not really about a tiger and a sheep. This story is about the way that a lot of us live our lives. A lot of us come into this world and we are just seeing what the people around us do and we start to imitate, we start to mimic them. So we see people go to school, get the job, start the family, You know, and we start to do this entire system without really questioning it, you know, without really stepping back and thinking, who am I? Why am I here? And what do I want out of this life? And these are big questions. These are essential. And if we don't ask ourselves these questions, you know, we can end up going down this path for 30, 40, 50 years, just doing what we see other people do or what other people tell us to do. And then maybe we end up with this midlife crisis experience where we think, what did I do with these last years of my life? You know? So it's essential that we start to ask these questions. I encourage you, ask, who am I? Why am I here? And what do I really want out of this life? And as you ask these questions, it might start to feel like the ground is shaking. But I promise you, if you ask these questions and you give yourself the space to look for the answers, it will lead you to a much more satisfying life, a much more holistic life, a much more fulfilling experience, because you'll be living from here, not for out there. Best of luck, guys. Namaste.